Hello you guys, and welcome back to my channel. It has been a minute since I have pulled out the camera and decided to film a video. I think it's been like a year since I posted a YouTube video on here, so that is crazy. So much has happened, so many changes. I got pregnant, we remodeled our house. There's just like so much that happened. We have a new baby, and yeah, maybe I'll do like another video of just like all the updates and what's going on in my life, all the remodel updates as well and stuff like that. But I'm here today to share our birth story with you guys. I posted on my Instagram of how you guys want me to share the birth story, and a lot of you, I think it was like 60 or 70%, said to do a YouTube video. So I think you guys missed me on here, so I decided, why not, let's just do a YouTube video and share this crazy birth experience. This has literally been the craziest thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life. Like, that is just, it was insane. It was just so God-filled and answered prayer and just everything. Like, if all my births were like this, that would be amazing. Like, it was definitely a crazy experience. But I'm gonna stop saying that and stop rambling, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get right into it. And by the way, I have little baby girl in my arms. Her name is Zahara Haven. Hopefully she'll just fall asleep in my arms while I tell you guys this story. So when I was like 38, 39 weeks, I started getting contractions like every night. I don't know if it was contractions, but it was definitely like Braxton Hicks. I kept getting Braxton Hicks, and they would just kind of go away once I would like fall asleep. So I just kept having those, and I just like didn't think anything of it. Then on my due date, which was September 22nd was my due date, that night at 3 a.m. I started getting contractions, and they were being very consistent. And at first I was thinking, oh, it's probably Braxton Hicks again, like, but they were so consistent, and like they were lasting like around 30 seconds, but they weren't like super painful, they weren't unbearable, they were just like mild period cramps maybe, but they were so consistent that I was like, okay. And it's been a while. It was like an hour or two later, I was like still having them. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna call the midwife, see like, is this labor or not? Like, I don't really know. It felt like it was like my first time going into labor, because the first time I got induced, so I didn't have like this experience of like, am I in labor or not? Like, I don't know. So yeah, that's why I was like super confused. So I called the midwife. The midwife that was on call was talking to me, and she, like, I told her what was going on, and she was like, you know, it kind of sounds like you're having Braxton Hicks. I just kind of walk around, or like take a bath, or like whatever. And I was like, okay, you know. And she's like, if it gets like super unbearable and you can't talk through your contractions, or it gets like really bad, then you can come in. I was like, all right. As soon as we hung up on the phone, the contractions just completely stopped. So I was like, okay, whatever, those are probably Braxton Hicks, maybe some intense ones, but whatever, you know. So then I went to sleep around like 6 in the morning, wake up at 9, and I started getting contractions again, but they were super inconsistent now. They were like here and there, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, like super far apart, and just like pretty mild contractions too, like nothing serious. I had like a few intense ones, but nothing crazy going on, you know. And also, mind you, at my 39-week appointment, I was already 4 centimeters dilated. So I was like, man, like those Braxton Hicks that I'm having every night is probably me opening up. So I wonder what's going on right now with me having like throughout the day, you know. So I have that like in the back of my head. I'm like, you know. And my midwife also told me that like if you came into the hospital, they would just admit you right away because you're already 4 centimeters. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting to know. All right. But anyways, I was also very desperate to go into labor. Like, I was so done being pregnant. I'm like, I need this baby out of me. Like, I just want this baby out. So my husband, he talked to his cousin, and apparently what she did to go into labor was drink this midwife's brew. And I'm like, I don't really know what this drink is all about, but whatever. I was super desperate, and she told Yuri like this drink is like the only thing that put me into labor, and I had my baby within like hours and blah blah blah. And I was like, all right, let's do this thing, you know. So I drank this midwife brew at like 6 p.m. that day, and nothing happened. Like we just like went about our day, like nothing is going on, whatever. We went outside, we took a walk with Theodore, we, you know, we're talking to the neighbors. Like it was just like any other day, any other night. So then we come home, we put Theodore down to sleep for the night. Then at like 12 in the morning, so this is like now September 23rd, at 12 a.m. I start getting contractions again. And I literally thought it was just Braxton Hicks again. I was like, these are just probably Braxton Hicks again, just like every other night, you know. I'm just probably not gonna sleep again, which I was like kind of like, man, I kind of want to get my sleep, but whatever. I told Yuri, I'm like, hey, I'm having contractions again, but honestly, I don't know. They're probably just Braxton Hicks. Who knows? I don't know. And I was like, you know what, Yuri, just go to sleep. And if anything, I will wake you up, you know, because I don't want you to be up all night with me, you know. So anyways, Yuri goes to sleep. I'm in bed. Literally the moment Yuri falls asleep, I'm laying in bed and I get the most intense contraction ever. It just got like super bad. It was a really bad one, and I just feel my water breaking. I heard or felt like literally a balloon pop in my belly, and I just start leaking. And I was like, for sure that was my water. So I wake up Yuri, I'm like, hey, I think my water broke. And he's like super unsure. He was kind of like, are you sure that was your water? Like maybe you peed yourself or whatever. And I was like, no. It was literally like a balloon popping, and I started leaking. I get up from bed, I'm like still leaking. I'm like, yep, that's definitely my water. It's definitely like nothing else. So I started going to the bathroom, and I was like, hey, Yuri, I think you should call your mom, you know, because it's still like early in the night, my water broke, so either way we're gonna have to go to the hospital in the middle of the night, either now or later, whatever, and she might as well just sleep here to be with Theodore instead of her like waking up in the middle of the night and coming here. So anyways, Yuri calls his mom. She starts heading over to our house. I go to the bathroom. I'm in the bathroom, and I'm just contracting like every couple minutes. Super intense contractions now. Like they are so bad, I can't talk through them. Very consistent. I start, you know, getting all bloody and everything. And I was like, I think we need to go to the hospital now. Like, I don't think we should be waiting anymore. I think we gotta go. Because originally, like what I planned to do was like labor as much as I can at home and then go to the hospital. But they were so intense and like so bad. I was like, yeah, I think we gotta go. And so I tell Yuri, I'm like, hey, I think we gotta go to the hospital now. Like it's getting really, really bad. So I start like changing, like I start like taking my water, you know, and I'm starting to walk down the stairs, and I just have this urge to push. And I'm literally still home. And mind you, the hospital is 35 minutes away from our house. So we have a good, you know, drive to the hospital, and I'm having this urge to push, you know, and I remember this feeling, you know, from the first time. So I know what I'm talking about, and I just start yelling to Yuri, and I'm like, Yuri, she is coming out. Like, I don't know, like it was crazy. I was getting really nervous. Like in the back of my head, I'm like, we're gonna have to like call 911 and just like have this baby in this house, like I don't know, like at home, because this is crazy. Like we still have like a whole drive, you know, to the hospital. And I'm like, nope, we're getting to the hospital. I need to have this baby in the hospital. So once Yuri heard me say that like she's coming out, he took things really serious, and he started to hurry up. Like he like started grabbing all our stuff and started packing up the car, whatever. And we start driving to the hospital, and literally like the moment we started driving up to the hospital, Yuri's mom pulled up to our house. I didn't even know this. The only thing that was on my mind was like getting to this hospital so I don't have this baby in the car. So we started driving to the hospital, and this was so smart of Yuri to do, but he actually called 911 and told them that we were going to be speeding really bad because, you know, my wife is in labor, and we gotta get to the hospital. And they were like, do you guys need an ambulance? He's like, no, I'm just letting you know that if I get pulled over, I'm not stopping because my wife is in labor and I'm trying to get there. So they were like super chill about it, and good thing that he called because there was already a cop like with his lights on. He probably saw that we were speeding really bad, and thankfully they didn't like pull us over or anything. But yeah, so we started driving, and in the car I am contracting so bad, and literally you guys, every single contraction I am literally pushing her inside of me. I am holding this girl in as much as I can. Like if you have been in labor and you've, you know, had a baby, you know that like when you're contracting and this baby's coming out, like she's just pushing herself out. Like there was no control anymore. I'm trying my hardest, you know, to just hold her in and make sure she doesn't come out, but oh lord, like every contraction I just feel her coming out. I literally put my hand in my pants and I felt her head, because I was like, you know, am I going crazy, or like is this like girl seriously just like coming out, you know? So when I felt her head, I was like, oh my lord, that's like what really started to freak me out. The only thing that was literally keeping me calm was looking at the GPS in the car and being like, okay, 20 more minutes, 15 more minutes, like I can do this, I can hold her in, like I can wait, you know, to get to this hospital. It was so crazy, you guys. Like I was literally telling Yuri, like, Yuri, if I push one time, this girl is out. I already knew this girl is just coming out. She's sliding out. Like, I don't know. Anyways, we finally get to the hospital. Thank God. I'm like, thank the Lord, we made it. We're here. She's not out yet. She's still inside of me. Like, thank the Lord. Anyways, we go straight into the emergency. They give me a wheelchair and Yuri starts riding me up to the elevator. They told us to go to the 3rd floor, and then we come to the 3rd floor and they're like, no, actually you can go to the 4th floor. Oh lord. And also I forgot to mention, we come to the hospital at 2:18 a.m. so I'm just like giving you a little timeline of like how things and how fast everything happened. But yeah, we come to the hospital at 2:18 a.m. So then we come to the 4th floor and we get into the room because they just told us like go to room 64. We come into room 64. There's 3 women in there. I have no idea if they're nurses, if they're midwives. I have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea who they were, but first thing I said is like, this baby's coming out, and they were like super calm. I don't know if they like just didn't believe me or what. I really don't know. They probably didn't believe me, but they were super chill and calm, and I'm like, can you please hurry up? So anyways, I'm contracting. I am trying to lay myself on the bed. I'm trying to take my pants off, and the moment I lay on my bed and my pants were off, her head was out. Her head was out, and Yuri catches her head, and the nurses or midwife, whatever, I don't know, she was like, wow, okay, her head is out all right. And they told me to push once because they were like trying to get her out, and they're like, okay, just push. I pushed one time and this girl was completely out at 2:25 a.m. So things happened so fast. The moment she came out, I was in shock. I was like, what just happened? Is this my baby? Like, I literally couldn't believe it, like that she was just out that fast. It was the craziest experience. The whole time we were in the hospital, we literally couldn't even sleep. We were just in such shock, such adrenaline. I couldn't believe that I just got to the hospital and she was here already. It was the craziest experience. Also, I never thought that I would have a baby naturally. Like, I was always kind of for the epidural because the first time I had such a good experience with it, and I was like, definitely I'm gonna get epidural because why would I reject something that can help me? And yeah, I'm just so happy of like how this whole crazy experience happened. Like, this birth was so amazing. I was just like, whoa, like that was crazy. I feel like this birth gave me a new perspective of birth and like how amazing God truly is. And it was amazing to experience. And it was also awesome because I came to the hospital and had her right away. Like, I didn't get any IV, like nothing. I was not hooked up. They didn't have to monitor the baby. I wasn't hooked up to any machines or anything. So that was just like also like just so awesome. And yeah, and also the recovery was just so much better this time around. It was just such a God-filled birth, and I was just like in such disbelief, and I was just happy that I made it to the hospital. I'm so glad that I was able to share this birth story with you guys, and it was truly just like the one for the books. It was amazing, and I just thank God for everything that happened and how amazing everything turned out. I'm just so thankful to have our baby girl here in our arms, and she's just so perfect and everything. I really hope that I can continue posting on YouTube. Probably not weekly because life has been crazy busy now with 2 babies, or toddler and a baby. But I hope that I can like at least post once in a while and be on here and a little bit more active. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and comment and subscribe to my channel. I love you guys all so much.